Behind the velvet ropes and the high-limit tables, Vegas has a secret. And it's not just about the money, it's about who is spending it. This video is a collection of anonymous stories from insiders, dealers, servers, bellhops, who've seen the world's most famous people let loose in the city of sin. Some of them were unbelievably generous, others cold, rude, or downright scandalous. To protect the identities of the celebrities in these stories, as well as those who told me these stories, many of whom had to sign an NDA, specific details have changed here and there, but as always, the core elements of the story stay the same. Some of these celebrities are pretty obvious who they are, though. If you think you know who is being talked about in each story, feel free to speculate in the comment section. A favorite by me may or may not mean that your speculation is correct. Without further ado, let's move on to story number 1. The rapper who rained chips on strangers. You know how some celebrities walk in with an entourage? This guy brought what looked like an entire club. I'm not even joking, maybe 30 people deep. Security, friends, stylists, a camera guy, a chef. Yes, really. And a random group of fans he'd apparently picked up at a pool party earlier. He was a rapper. Not A-list, but one of those names that pops up on features with all the big artists. Flashy as hell. Diamond grill, sunglasses at 2 a.m., and a voice that made the table go quiet when he spoke. He sits down at my blackjack table and throws down $100,000 in chips like it's nothing. Starts playing 2 hands at once. The crowd behind him cheers every time he hits 21. At one point, a cocktail waitress brought him his drink, and he tipped her with a $5,000 chip. Didn't even look at her. But then, something wild happened. He turned to a random couple watching from behind the rope, pointed at the guy and said, "Yo, you ever play blackjack?" The guy nodded, stunned. Rapper pulls out $10K in chips, hands it to him, and says, "Let's see if you're lucky." The guy sits down, plays one hand, wins. Rapper slaps the table, shouts, "That's what I'm talking about." Then, he starts handing out chips to random people, fans, tourists, even a bachelorette party that wandered over. Said something like, "If I eat, we all eat." Here's the crazy part. As the night went on, he started losing more and more money. Eventually, his losses, not including the money he gave out to others, ending up being in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Slowly, his cheery mood began to shift, especially when he saw some of the people he started handing out chips to were starting to win big themselves. He whispered something into the ear of one of the guys in the entourage, and a few minutes later, his entourage members started casually suggesting that they help the rapper out and give them some of their winnings. The rapper then started saying stuff like, "Nah, man, it's cool, keep it," clearly to try to save face. Maybe I'm the only one that noticed. Some of the people did actually end up giving some of their chips back to him, whether it be out of appreciation or genuinely feeling sorry for the guy's unlucky streak. I don't know. Regardless, I think everyone started looking at him a bit funny at the end of it, especially since he was still trying to convince everybody he was okay by remaining upbeat and enthusiastic, but clearly he was bothered since his magnanimous behavior completely stopped. Eventually he got up, said bye to everyone, and left. And afterwards, I could hear everyone murmuring whether or not he was okay after losing so much money. It was a weird feeling. On one hand, you're super appreciative of how generous a random stranger could be, but also you start to question his level of success if he started to basically ask back what he gave out. It's kind of like if someone donates a ton to charity, realizes they gave too much, and asks for it back. Clearly, they have a heart of gold, but maybe the clear, irresponsible, and impulsive personality they have makes you look at them with a slight bit of contempt, like the untrustworthy friend we probably grew up with that is a really nice person, but constantly indulging in high-risk behavior that leads to consequences you end up having to clean up. We still tell that story to new dealers. Don't get too caught up or excited with high rollers because they're fun to be around when they're up,
but you never know what could happen to their mood or vibe when they start losing a lot of money.
The athlete who cheated and tipped the bellhop to keep quiet. This happened when I was still new at the job, maybe a year or so in. I was working the overnight shift, which usually means lots of weird requests, late-night champagne deliveries, and occasionally running interference between feuding rich couples. That night, I got paged to deliver a bottle of Dom and a fruit tray to one of our signature suites. Name on the order? A pro athlete. Big deal. Plays for one of the major US leagues. Basketball, maybe football. I don't follow sports, but everyone on staff was buzzing about it when he checked in. All I remember is the guy's face was everywhere at the time. Endorsements, fashion deals, late-night talk shows, that level. So I head up. Elevator opens to the private floor, and I hear music thumping through the walls. Not a party, but definitely not a quiet evening either. I knock. Door swings open, and the guy himself answers. No shirt, just sweatpants. He's grinning like we're old friends. I glance past him, and that's when I realize something's off. Inside, there are two women lounging on the couch in silk robes, giggling over something on one of their phones. Neither of them is the woman he arrived with earlier that day. I know because I helped unload her bags. He sees the recognition hit my face. Doesn't miss a beat. Steps closer, slips a $1,000 chip into my palm like it's a secret handshake and says, "You didn't see anything, right?" I just nodded, said, "Of course, sir. What else was I supposed to do?" As I turned to leave, he added, "Appreciate you. You guys at this hotel always take care of me." And that was that. Except, not really. 2 nights later, I get called to help with checkout. It's the same suite. This time, it's the original woman, his partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever, who answers the door. Full glam, designer luggage, looking pissed, but holding it together. She doesn't say much, just signs the papers, hands me her bag, and says, "He didn't leave a note, did he?" I shook my head. Later that night, I saw him downstairs in the high-limit poker room, sitting alone. No friends, no women, just him and a stack of chips, staring at the cards like they personally offended him. I've seen a lot of wild things in this job. People winning millions, losing marriages, having breakdowns at 3 a.m. But that was the first time I saw a guy who looked like he won everything and still managed to lose something big. Vegas will do that to you.
The recent support on this new channel has been astounding. Before last video, we had 600 subscribers, and we're aiming to reach the 1,000 subscriber mark. You guys completely smashed expectations and have helped this channel not just reach 1,000, but multiple thousands of subscribers. Words can't describe how much I appreciate you and how much this motivates me to keep investigating, uncovering, and presenting the wildest, craziest stories that's come out of our beautiful desert oasis of Las Vegas. No call to action to like the video or subscribe here. You guys have already helped so much. I just wanted to take this moment to extend my appreciation out to you. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm starting to get emotional. Let's get back to telling interesting stories. That's what y'all are here for anyway.
The comedian who got banned from the Bakarat table. He walked in like he was mid-bit. One of those comics you've seen on Netflix, crude, fast-talking, always pushing the line. He had a hoodie with the sleeves cut off, pajama pants that said YOLO down the leg, and slides, just straight up slides, in the high-limit room. He strolls in with a vape that smells like melted blueberries and tequila and goes, "Let's make this interesting." And then he slams down $50,000 in chips on the Baccarat table like it's cab fare. He wins the first hand and immediately jumps up, rips his shirt open like he's in a wrestling match and screams, "I am the Baccarat god." Security and I exchange glances like, yep, here we go. I walk over, try to cool him down, tell him we need to keep things classy in this part of the casino. He looks at me, dead serious, and goes, "You're absolutely right. Time to put on the socks." I swear to you, this man pulls out neon yellow socks from his hoodie pocket and slips them on over his shoes, then declares, "Now I'm lucky." From there, it gets worse. He starts yelling out fake Bakarat tips like, "Always bet the banker unless Mercury's in retrograde." He FaceTimes someone mid-hand and starts giving a tour of the table like he's on Cribs. Then comes the kicker. He tries to order a pepperoni pizza to the table, gives the delivery driver the main casino address and says, "Just walk it in, say it's for the king of Baccarat." At that point, even the whales playing around him were annoyed. I had no choice but to shut it down. We told him to wrap it up or be escorted out. He stood on his chair, raised both hands in the air like he was accepting an Oscar, and shouted, "You can ban me, but you can't ban my luck." Then he threw a bunch of $5 chips into the air like confetti and moonwalked out of the room. And the kicker? The dude won $120K that night. He still got banned for 6 months.
The rock star who lost his mind and his teeth. He was a relic of a wilder time. 80s rock band frontman turned walking cautionary tale. Hair like dry spaghetti, sunglasses indoors, boots with spurs in August. He walked in reeking of whiskey, cologne, and tour bus sweat. Didn't even check in himself. His assistant handled it while he wandered off mumbling something about needing liquid courage and a fresh lime. He'd booked the top floor penthouse, but all he did was blast classic metal from the jacuzzi and call room service every 15 minutes for random cravings. 1 hour it was Gatorade, next it was gummy bears and steak tartare. He ordered 72 cans of Red Bull, stacked them into a pyramid on the balcony, and then posed in front of it like he was recreating the Great Wall of Energy. The real chaos started at 2:57 a.m. Security called me up. "We got a situation. He's in the hallway, barely dressed, yelling at the ice machine." Apparently, he believed the machine was stealing his luck and demanded it confess. I brought a towel, wrapped it around him, and escorted him back to his room. He looked at me and said, "You ever notice how ice looks like broken dreams?" That night, he lost about $400,000 at roulette, betting on the numbers of dead rock stars. No joke, he bet 27 like 5 times in a row. Next morning, housekeeping found his dentures floating in the champagne ice bucket. When we tried to return them, he laughed, held up a bottle of Jack Daniels and said, "Keep 'em, my new grill is pure titanium, baby." Despite everything, he tipped every housekeeper $500 and gave a bellboy his leather jacket. You see a lot of that in this town. People who are kind of crazy, but not necessarily bad people. Oftentimes, it's the craziest ones who are actually deep down the kindest and most giving.
The K-pop idol who destroyed her friend's life in 48 hours. This was about 4 years ago. One of the biggest K-pop idols on the planet. Let's just say basically everyone in Asia knows her. Or at the very least, they've definitely heard the group she's a part of. Booked out the entire top floor of our hotel. VIP suite, private elevator, blackout security protocols. The works. I was assigned as part of their special VIP service team as someone who is fluent in Korean. Asian celebrities like her aren't going to be widely recognized in the States like they would literally anywhere in Korea or other neighboring Asian countries. So they're pretty known to come out to Vegas and go all in on partying and debauchery that they'd be judged for back home. South Korea has unreasonably high demands from their idols, including strict no-dating policies, as well as severe punishments and shame for doing anything even mildly controversial, like getting caught smoking weed. So yeah, they tend to get up to some trouble while they're out here. She was in town with a few friends to celebrate her birthday. A couple of them were stylists and dancers, but one girl clearly was in industry. She looked nervous but excited, like she'd known the star from way back and was just lucky to be included. The vibe shifted fast. Over the next 48 hours, the K-pop idol went full diva mode. We're talking $300,000 in bottle service, last-minute demands for custom lighting rigs in the suite, and blackjack tables roped off just for her. She played like a maniac. One moment she's down 100 grand, the next she's up double that, laughing, screaming, pouring Dom over everyone's heads. But that hometown friend, she couldn't keep up. Didn't want to. I overheard her asking the concierge if there was a spa open at night.
You could tell she wasn't into the party scene. The idol didn't like that. She started making little digs in front of everyone, called her a mood killer, told the DJ to play something she can cry to. She even said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Next time I'll bring someone who wears mall clothes." I winced. The final straw? The friend accidentally spilled a drink near one of the idol's borrowed designer bags. Within minutes, security was escorting her out. No shoes, no phone, just holding her little clutch and trying not to cry. I snuck her into a staff-only corridor and called her a cab. Gave her a hoodie from Lost and Found. She kept apologizing, like she had done something wrong. I've seen celebrities get wild in Vegas, but there was something especially cold about this one. The kind of cruelty that's only possible when someone's used to people never saying no. We still talk about that story on slow nights. And no, she didn't leave a tip.
The actress who tipped $10,000 and then disappeared. You ever meet someone who feels untouchable? That was her. She walked in like she belonged in a Bond movie. Silk black dress, hair pinned perfectly, quiet elegance. No entourage, no drama, just her. First night, she ordered a dirty martini, Belvedere, extra olives, and tipped me $200. I thought she made a mistake. She smiled and said, "You remembered my name. That matters." The second night, same thing, only this time she asked how my son's surgery went. I didn't remember telling her. She must have overheard me talking the night before. That caught me off guard. On the third night, she gave me a $10,000 chip as a tip. I froze. I tried handing it back. She refused. Just said, "I believe in karma." She never gambled, not once. She just sipped martinis, scribbled in a notebook, and occasionally glanced at a phone she never answered. One night, I saw her tears in her eyes, but she quickly dabbed them away with a cloth napkin like nothing happened. One of the bartenders swore he saw her in a Cannes film 5 years ago. Another said she was the ex-wife of a Russian billionaire. We couldn't confirm either. She never gave a last name. On the fifth night, she was gone. No checkout, no flight record, no trace. Her room was cleared out by 3 a.m., and all that was left on her nightstand was a room service card with 3 words written in pen. This place erases people.
That's all the stories I have for today. Were you able to guess any of the celebrities talked about in this video? Share your guesses in the comments section. Ever wonder about the biggest jackpots and biggest losing streaks ever hit in Vegas? Watch this recommended video in the corner to hear about first-hand accounts from Vegas employees and their first-hand accounts of watching some of the biggest wins and losses they've ever seen. Thanks as always, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.